Welcome everybody to FMA Talk Live. A little different. Ran right in without an intro video because it's that day. This is my third podcast today. I just have not had time to get stuff done. And this is my wonderful guest host for the day, special guest, Master Rich Parsons. How you doing, sir?
How you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you.
So we had people already say hello. I'm excited. So that's all good. So while people are here, make sure. Actually, where's that? Oh, is that going to come up that way? Let's see. Trying a new button. As people log in and make comments, make sure you tell us what part of the world you're commenting from. And I'm going to do one thing here. I'm going to make sure that this is running on Facebook proper. Oh, it is, which is weird because it doesn't always do that.
Yeah, not pulling
Facebook
up.
Facebook is very temperamental.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, yeah. So, our shows have been a little sporadic because the summer's been hitting. We're supposed to be doing one next week as well. Tentatively, this was going to be a joint seminar or video on camps. So we wanted to do the Chad camp, which is kind of the Harm Farm group, which does the an event down in Delaware, Maryland area. And we're going to do one on that probably next week if PG Ty just moved. He's got a new location and his computer is not set up. So he said he could possibly chime in on a phone. I'm not going to pester him. I'm just let him do him because even though he moved, he still came up here. He didn't have to.
We had him over the weekend.
Yeah, so I'm not, we'll make sure he got his time to relax and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, like I said, I want to go over this, just talk how the camp went, different things that we did. And then I'm going to hit y'all with the great announcement right off the bat. We are doing it again next July. And don't worry, there's plenty of things FMA Balintawak going on between now and then. But this is we're going to do these deep dives. It's a limited amount of people. We don't go crazy with this. We take the same approach as we do the instructor development camp. The guideline is 24 people. I might let up to 30 go, but no more than that because, we had, I think, 10 on the site, and then we had multiple virtual attendees for the one session. I was very pleased with that.
Yeah, no, it was really nice. We could, well, you dropped out there for a sec, Tim, after you mentioned the virtual attendees.
Yeah, I stopped.
Oh, okay.
But we just, it was good. It was good. We didn't have too many. It was a good mix. We were able to get into some details, I said, all right, here, we got more stuff to talk about. Let's get into it. And we did, and other things.
Lots of time for questions, lots of personal access, and lots of good deep dive immersion.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. We were able to talk history.
Yep.
Not only the history of the art, but our personal history involvement with that. One of the coolest things that it's great because lately, so obviously the same people, everyone that was there also does modern. So that was cool. So we can talk about the relationship between Balintawak and Modern Ernest because there is a connection. It was last art that Professor Praces trained before forming Modern Ernest. Probably the most impactful when it comes to a from a technique point of view. Now, if we're talking structure and organization, Shotokan Karate had a lot because Professor modeled the belting systems and the uniforms, and as well as forms off of that mindset. But from a martial aspect, as far as on top of the family system, I mean, the two biggest influences I think were Balintawak and small circle jiu-jitsu. How do you feel about that, Pastor Parsons?
No, I agree. But as you said, there is the caveat of the judo and karate influence for belt rankings and organization, and including of forms. So they did have their place as well. But yes, Balintawak and small circle jiu-jitsu were probably the two most impactful influences with his family system.
Yep. So, yeah. But, and, the cool thing, we got to talk about, and the history, we're very upfront. We weren't there. We can talk about Balintawak coming to Michigan and branching out from there. That's us.
Right. And the information we received from our instructor. Correct.
Yeah, so, and as far as the rest goes, we're very particular to say at the beginning that everything we talk about was what Manung Ted told us. So, obviously neither one of us are old enough to have trained with Anshan.
No, we're not trying to make that claim either.
No. And we're, unfortunately, there are people out there that are very sloppy with their language. And it has a tendency of.
Well, all right. We're both old enough, Tim. We could have been there in the early 70s when we were, in single digits, right?
Yeah. So, but, so all of our historical information is what was told to us by Ted Buat. So, and Ted Buat was the heir apparent. Of course, he decided to come to the States and take care of his family, which he couldn't do from.
Worked as an engineer.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the job there. Yep.
Yeah. Anshan had told him that he wanted him to teach, take over. So the people in the club didn't like that, and he just couldn't support a family doing that. So he ended up coming to the States and still teaching. But
his passion, of course, yes.
But at the end of the day, he focused on, he still kept doing things. So, all right. So, I get it. Yeah. I'm getting side messages in from something else, and I'm like, I don't know what you're. Oh yeah, now I do. So,
connecting the dots.
Yes. So why don't you go over some of the stuff that you covered so they can explain to everybody what we were doing.
We started out with the basic 12 angles, and then we did a quick comparison between the delta between the Balintawak 12 and the original Modernese 12 for combat striking and not the differences for follow through, as was taught in the late 70s and early 80s. Then we worked on a Bicidario. I worked with the participants there for the footwork for both the feeder side and the student side. I chose to use the term feeder side because nobody other than myself or you were instructors, right? So that's why I used feeder on the sheets. And then from there, we worked on a bunch of various issues in singles. We tied together differences between some of the other Balintawak and some of the Modernese. During one of the virtual sessions there, we worked on the quattro, the four disarms against the cane hand, and then we also slipped in the fifth one with the left hand
I mean the D clause, not the
declaws,
disarm.
not disarms. Yes, declaws. I misspoke. Correct.
And so how many D clause are there?
Basic of 5. If
There
you
we go.
Yes, but there's also the obvious one.
Yeah.
Smash the hand. You smash the hand, right? But the specific declaws: 4 on the weapon hand, 1 on the offhand. Yes.
Now I will say this. Like we had an opportunity to do some good stuff this weekend and had good people to work with.
Oh, of
We
course. Yeah.
we most of the people were black belts in something.
Yes.
Most of the people were black belts in our knees. So that was the best part about this. I mean, we could really go hard and faster. I mean, I will say the fundamentals are different, but the same. And like we did, my session. One of the things I did is I went over the groupings, and not that we're a huge component of the grouping, but I like the groupings. There's issues that I have with some of the groupings, and from my point, okay. So the thing to remember is the feeder. That's what I want to mention. The thing when we talk about feeder is the coach.
Yes.
The person who is, so think of it as a boxing. One person holds the mitt, that would be the feeder. The other person hits the mitts, that's the receiver. Or the coach versus the fighter, So in the groupings, well, if you see, Bobby Tablata will tell you this because he is the face of Balintawak. He's got that star visibility, and
good for him.
To be fair with everybody,
yes,
to everybody, there are other branches of Balintawak.
Correct.
There are people who are just as knowledgeable as he is, maybe even more so, because they stayed in the Philippines and spent more time with Anshan. Obviously, our teacher would teach for Anshan, and
correct,
and others haven't, and but there's all different lineages. Hey, Tom, how you doing, sir? Did that come up the right way? Okay, yeah, it did come up on both sides. Let me see. So right there in your name, it has it down there. I don't think I like that though. Trying new things. I don't think I want to do this. I prefer it without that. Yeah, that's better because then it doesn't mess up your thing. Actually, you should have balintawak.org, that second line. So that would have been underneath.
I can edit that.
Always new updates with the software. Awesome, my friend. Thank you. So the cool thing is that with the groupings, which is a different mindset, that there are multiple ways to execute the groupings. And I look at them and based on how we would do things, there are some problems in the for us. Because it trains all the reference points, but sometimes it doesn't get there the right way. But once again, a coach is just there to coach. And what Bobby will tell you, when he's working, he'll tell you that if you want to watch what the art is, don't look at him, look at who he's coaching. Because he'll do things to whoever he's coaching, like throwing out.
Throws up Tim.
Am I there now? Is that better?
Yep, you're back.
Yeah. So Bobby will tell you, if you want to look at what the art is, look at the person he's coaching, not at him, because he would do things that don't belong there. Like Abanicos are not in Balintawak.
Correct.
But in the groupings, the coach throws Abanicos to teach the student how to defend against them.
And that's fair.
Yeah. And sometimes people get a little confused, because, well, wait a minute, here it is right there. I'm like, yeah, but why is it there? There's the question. And, is what it is. But it was good. We were able to cover a lot of stuff with that. I did my fast track template, which is a quicker way to get the vibe of Balintawak going without doing all this. So the hard thing is that there's so much stuff going on, as far as with all the material.
Right. I mean,
there's so many different delivery systems,
going back and forth between the two of us, feeding off of each other for different questions, working different techniques. I tried to keep through with the leaning and hand positioning, which are critical, and you did the same as well with, the left hand being the one that had to make the openings to the quarterback. So, while there's still differences in the delivery methodologies, there was still a lot of overlap.
Well, the funny thing is we were doing the so Jonathan and Paul were in class tonight.
Good.
So of course they were texting each other ahead of time. Hey, I'm going to get in these nights, so I want to practice. So I took things through them. I'm like, all right, now. And the problem here is both sides are trying to follow the rules. Unfortunately, when we're doing grouping one, and Paul's trying to put his hand to manage the stick, but it's like when you're the driver in these two positions, you don't do that.
Right. You have to give the student or the fighter the chance to do the technique that they're supposed to be working on.
So that was they're having a little fun. Like, no. He's got to always do it. You're coaching, which means we are not practicing to be a Balintawak person at the moment. Not a full-fledged one. You're leaving things out you're skipping certain things on purpose to give the partner an opportunity to do something.
Right. And it's part of the learning.
Painful at times because you really want to do it and you're fighting yourself. But we and the nice thing is we also did my greatest template, which was good to go through, showing how this weekend we had a lot of stuff where we can show where it can be used in modern arnis, against modern arnis, with modern arnis, and all the variants thereof.
Right. And the reference points for each of the techniques, both from the groupings and also in our traditional Balintawak, when you start recognizing your stick and hand positions, and then you start knowing when and where you can apply them.
But it was really good. And then here's the most important thing.
Everybody had fun?
Everyone had fun. We got to spend a lot of time hanging with each other. So a bunch of the instructors, a bunch of the participants, I had, let me see what I have. I had 5 people stay at my house. And
and a couple of others came over one of the nights as well, right? Or at least Paul did. So 6.
Yeah.
Didn't stay the night, but was there for a while.
Yeah. So so it was good. But the big thing is everyone got to hang out, get to bond with each other in ways that they normally don't get those opportunities.
Right.
And
and
it's just
that's part of the fun, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was good. I mean, we didn't we really had a good time to hang out and talk about stuff. The big thing here is a lot of times these events, back in the day, we used to train 3 sessions a night, and it was like 9 hours of training a day, maybe more. And unfortunately, then we'd go and get food, and then we'd go back to the house, and then it would be like 1 or 2 in the morning. We're sitting there talking around the kitchen table, and then we start training, and it's like, okay, it's not working. So we dialed back the quantity of the training sessions, and we found out that it was a much, much better fit for what we were doing. People are definitely retaining more, enjoying more, and the big thing is that having that time to sit down and talk to people, I mean, it's priceless. We hit the regular place, which is Applebee's. We hit there 2 nights over the weekend, and for those who came in early, because we do a pre-conference workout on Thursday, which I just tell people it's anything you want it to be. It could be modern, Kombatan, Balintawak, Kuntao, Sikaran, whatever we want to work on. And then, the campus. So, some of the people roll in late Thursday night, so we all go out to eat. And then we found, we had a quasi good experience. We got good food, although it was a little
of a cluster at the beginning.
Yeah. And
at the barbecue place.
Yeah, we had a great TSG barbecue. We went there. Everyone had a blast. The food was good, although it was a very warm day.
Yes, no AC.
But, yeah, I've got there was AC. There's just too many people in the room for that AC to work, right?
Yeah.
We do have now. Janice and I went to a Mexican place last night, so we're trying a new place out so we can see what we think. So far, so good. There was, as usual, we had a little debacle because we didn't know what we were ordering because it was the first time there. That happens. But ultimately, it was good food, and we're definitely going to take. I think the instructors camp. We're going to look to go there. The instructors camp. So the first night we were all here, we had the fire going out in the backyard. Second night, way too hot.
Yeah, we were inside with the AC.
And that's fine, But once again, everyone got to hang out with each other, which is the most important part. And like I said, there was a lot of I don't think we stopped teaching the whole time. I mean, even talking smack at the house, we kept rotating back into history and things of that nature.
Covering the historical points, clarifying something that someone may have had a question of. Yes, that was major parts of our discussions as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to make. I mean, I think it was more, besides the techniques, for me, I really wanted us to talk about history, because there's a lot of misunderstanding. A big thing is that we were talking about other related arts, and this past trip to the Philippines, I got to do a couple of private lessons with Grandmaster Panto Quinete Flores. So he's from San Miguel, which is related to Doce Pares. And I got to get that relationship. I got to figure out exactly what the deal is, but I'll get more details. They're related. That's all I can tell you right now.
There was the guy in the late 70s, early 80s who won a tournament over there in the Philippines, did really well here in the U.S. as well.
That would have been Tom Bizio.
Tom Bizio, yeah. He also was teaching some San Miguel in the 90s.
Yeah, he's also a Pikiti, or he was a Pikiti guy.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was representing when he fought over there.
Yeah, but I think he had done some Doce Paris and got the San Miguel, at least when I met him
Yeah.
the one time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But when I was talking to Grandmaster Pontos, he was teaching somebody, a Balintawak student from Europe, and they're like, oh no. Ancha made it all up. I'm like, no, it comes from Doce Paris. And
pre-World
that was
War
what,
II Doce Paris, yeah.
yeah. And it's like, Anchan trained with the Saavedra brothers during World War II. And these are the kind of things that we're able to do, not only just talk about the history, but clear up the misconceptions and the false stories out there.
Right. Lorenzo and Doreen Saavedra. Yep.
So, I mean, I think, we're firing on all cylinders. We got a lot done when it comes to some of that stuff. I was very, very, very pleased with everything that we did. But that's just, yeah. Hold on. I'm checking to see if these messages mean anything here, and nothing's coming in. Okay. All right, good. So what was your favorite part?
Seeing the light bulbs and the connections that people were making between the different Balintawaks and Modernese and Balintawak. Craig Mason's comment about him using the Balintawak that he's seen from me, but mainly from you and his dog brothers as well, which has made him an even better, improved his fighting there. It's not all of it; it's part of it. So, the connections. I think watching people make them, it was very nice.
Yeah,
The brisket was very good too.
The what? The what?
I said the brisket was very good too.
The brisket was really good. Yeah, I think that's probably, I think, my favorite thing. My biggest takeaway was this camp. A lot of people said that they felt that they had some huge light bulbs going off and connecting the dots.
Yeah.
And I mean, and these guys have been doing it the whole, like Craig and Ty have been doing the Balintawak with us for a long time. And then all of a sudden, like, boom, oh, here's a connection, boom, here's a connection, boom, here's another connection. Even like we were talking about, so Balintawak does not strike with an abanico, but it does do some twirling to reposition the stick to get the blocks there in time. Well, for those who know our Sinwali, hey, Craig is one of the guys we're at camp.
Hey, Craig.
We do floor tap single Sinwali with the twirl. We twirl the stick around. There's nothing more than that. Andrew, how we doing? Mr. Goodwin. And so I'm like, all right, guys, here, we do the Sinwali here, right? Well, there's the way to practice the twirl. You're having problems with the twirl, do this Sinwali more often. Oh, wow, that makes so much more sense. There's a stepping pattern. Well, not a pattern, but it's a mindset. If someone moves forward, you move with them. If they move, if they move towards you, you move away. If they move away from you, you move towards them. You try to maintain that distance. Well, talked about how Kombatan does the same thing with one of his Sinwali drills. So, the whole idea of, giving people other ways to practice certain aspects of it. Say, all right, okay, maybe it's not going to work in this context, but here, try this. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the same attribute. Yeah, there you go. Definitely a lot of light bulbs going off this weekend. Good. Oh, and we've established we're doing another camp next July. So that we already announced that. It's already on the website. The date is fluid. It is a guideline. I mean, this year's camp, we actually had a different date for it, and there was a schedule conflict. So I think this weekend will work again. Same weekend I got it scheduled for.
Tim froze again.
Oh,
now you're back.
Okay, yeah. So I got it the same weekend as this year's event. But once again, I'm waiting to see what happens. I mean, I go to MayaCon, which is at Disney, in conjunction with the U.S. Open, and depending on when they, usually it's the 4th of July week. This year, it's this coming weekend. So,
yeah, if they change their schedules around, you'll have to possibly rearrange this. Yeah. Understood.
So that's it. But I feel pretty strong about this. Or if there's an opportunity for us as a group to do some things where, heck, I can go somewhere to break into a new area to help promote the art. Okay, we might have to put, or Rich has got a commitment on his end. It's like, hey, listen, I got a work thing. Can we make it? But we will know this 6 months in advance. This will not be a last minute change.
Right.
There's Ty. Okay, hey.
Hey, Ty.
Had a great camp this past weekend. Thanks for both you shared. Great. Yes. And we're just talking about how hopefully next week you'll be back on the show for the review of the Chad camp. And currently you don't have a computer that's your office is not up and running yet. Oh, look at it, Matt. Oh. Okay, well, you got in. You made it in, Matt. So, yeah, I have to send a message out. I was supposed to go to DC the day after I get back from Orlando, but I'm postponing that till next month. A lot of things going on. I just got to make sure. I'm just overextending myself a little, or that I don't do that. We are doing fine, including Ty. Actually, just logged in and said hello. Although he's got to get his computer up and running to come back on the show for next week. Yeah. So I know they're talking about you might be going to Canada, correct?
Yes, that was one of the discussions we had. Yes, London area.
Yep. So don't be, keep your eyes open for that. You don't be surprised if all of a sudden Master Parsons ends up in London, Ontario.
It's been about 10 years or so since I've been last event there. So
yeah, that place that we used to go to is rebranded, just for the record. That wasn't our place, someone else's place. We were just guests. Just saying. Yeah. But yeah, but it was definitely a good time. Trying to look to see if there's anything else here in the queue.
One of the things I really enjoyed working with all of the team was being able to break down the subtleties that I do and give them this is your basics, this is how your students should move, this is how your intermediates should move, and this is how I move, which is why it's subtly different than when I teach it versus when I demo it. And then showing a few of those who are making those connections, the subtleties, and then watching them make the connections that you can move, your knees and your hips follow, your shoulders follow, and then you're in the right spot. So it's not just footwork, it's also a little bit of body positioning. And so a lot of fun working with an attentive crowd, an experienced and educated crowd. So
see, I just got another post. Let me see. What's this? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So Sam, Master Wolf, had a great weekend at the training camp headquarters. Yep. Thanks to Shanice and I for such a great event. Thank you, Master Rich and Datu, for teaching such a wonderful subject. It was great seeing everyone. Special thanks for Craig and Ty for helping me clean up some of my techniques. As always, great seeing everyone. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Hey, Sam, how you doing?
Oh, this was on this. He's not on here with us, unfortunately. This is.
I think he just posted a thank you for the great weekend.
Did he? Oh, he did. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on the other page looking at his response from a comment. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Mr. Wolf is from Mount Gilead, Ohio. It's like 45 minutes north of Columbus. So,
and I'm from Michigan, and I don't hold that against him.
There we go. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta send a photo because Gloves Off reached out to me, and they need an image for the for their promo. And if I don't do it now, forget about it. They just started shooting promos up for me.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But
yeah, the one with Will and the water bottle dropped today. That was very, very nice.
That was very funny. Although it's not going to do well. It's not controversial. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I didn't know they were going to do this 6.5 hours later. I'm like, well, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah. I also appreciate when Will stops by. It's a good conversations with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, it's always a good time hanging out with Will. Yeah, they got. Don't miss it. Okay. Evidently, it's at noon tomorrow. Gloves off. Let me bring this up here. All right, they changed the settings. Share screen. Okay, there we go. So right here, Gloves Off with Dr. Tim Hartman, preserving Filipino martial arts and inspiring future generations. In this episode of Gloves Off, we sit down with Dr. Tim Hartman, a leader in Filipino martial arts, to explore his decades-long journey preserving the culture, history, and discipline of FMA, discussing his beginnings in the art, why preserving tradition matters, teaching philosophies that stand the test of time, advice for the next generation of martial artists. And there you go. So that's tomorrow at noon. Yeah, it was fun. It was weird. So I did that one. I had a half-hour break, and then I had Dean Franco's one, and then that ended just before classes. So I just scrambled to make a thumbnail for the event and put up the announcement for today's show. And I was like, for crying out loud, oh man, I'm running around the streets. But it was good. We got everything taken care of. It's all good. And looking forward to more stuff. Yeah. As always, there's always something going on.
Well, that's a good thing. Where it's a passion for me, and I reach out to those who are in my circles. You're out there making connections internationally and globally with your media and also with your events. So this is your day job, which is a 24/7 job, right? Every small business type person is that way. So I get up in the morning, I go in the office, I work as an engineer, come home, work out, do some martial arts, teach some people.
Yeah. So, all right. So, there we go. Paul Grady. It was a cool, very cool weekend. Then Balintawak is no, but I mean, it could be a thing. Balintawak is a street in Cebu.
So Balintawak was a province in northern Philippines on Luzon Island. And it was part of the World War II Japanese invasion. A lot of civilians were killed. There's a specific term associated with it. I'm not going to say here, so it won't interfere with any of the platforms. But after the war, many streets in many of the major cities ended up getting named Balintawak in honor of those who perished and passed. And so, very similar to after MLK passed, many major cities have an MLK street or avenue or road. So the Balintawak Self Defense Club was in a back of a watch shop that was on Balintawak Street in Cebu City. And over time, it shortened from the Self Defense Club on Balintawak to the Balintawak Self Defense Club to, oh, you guys do that Balintawak stuff, to you do Balintawak. So.
Yeah. All right, here.
And sideways would be difficult.
It would be. Yeah. I'll have to look at this later. So we had a discussion about this as a whole, and we actually talked about this today. And the big thing here is my position on what we're doing is a little different than some of the others, and I I am qualified to teach Balintawak, but my goal is to promote Remy's art. Now, that being said, Balintawak is an art that contributed to the development of modern Arnis.
Yes.
That's how and why I got involved with this.
Investigating the roots.
And for me, it's about looking the roots of modern Arnis, getting a greater understanding. Professor Price is trained with so many different people out there, and I want to get a better idea, even to this day, about the synthesis. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied with just this is a material. The other thing too is the art shouldn't stay stagnant. By the name itself, modernism. That being said, we can easily keep true to the teachings of Professor, following that core curriculum, and then building from there. And you can't necessarily figure out where to go if you haven't known where you've been. So my goal is to see where Professor was. I like the Balintawak. I really enjoy doing it. It's changed the way I do stuff. And for me, this little adventure turned into a huge undertaking, and it has helped me build what I do. And I want to continue to do this, but it is not to spread Balintawak. That's why there's people like you out there.
Thank you. Yes.
For me, it's about looking at my roots and keeping, helping evolve from that position. I do want to make sure all my, I'm gonna keep all my stuff moving forward in a positive way, and I'm gonna, when I do my Balintawak, I want to get better at it and stuff of that nature. But the thing here is that I still, to me, it's a bigger holistic thing, but this whole thing we're doing.
Correct. And I think you're doing a good job there because in your May camp, you had 4 generations of black belts, and the senior black belt there started with you after Remy's passing.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah. So it was me as the first gen student of Remy, and the top of this, Craig Mason, who is on the podcast and is the only Modern East black belt, to my knowledge, that had become a dog brother, full dog brother.
Yep.
He had 2 of his students. He's got more than 2 black belts, but 2 of his black belt students also have their own schools.
Correct.
And at this camp, they both produced black belts at that camp. So 4 generation of black belts on the floor all at the same time. That, to me, shows the success of what I've been doing. And
yeah,
my goal is to get it and keep enough generations going where they no longer need me, that if I stop teaching, the art will continue to go because we've done the job right, increasing the gene pool and making sure they were trained properly. And that's
increase the gene pool, trained right, your documentation for your curriculum and everything else. Yep.
And that's where my mindset. I mean, my legacy, we can talk about my personal legacy. When I bump into parents that I haven't seen for 20 years, and they tell me about the kids that I've trained and how it's helped their lives, and they're going on to do
that's wonderful.
Multiple things. There is my legacy. So the show's theme tonight was about the Balintawak camp we had there, Matt. So but that's cool.
And at the Balintawak camp, we showed the connections between similar Balintawak systems and modern Arnese. And
Yep.
During this discussion, we are transitioning back and forth and showing and having discussions about both, Matt. So, but very good question. Thank you.
Still beat up from the camp. Of course, you guys had to have a long drive home, so I can't complain.
I only had, it said it was going to be 6 after the rain and the bridge traffic, but between Nexus and some luck, just over 4.5, about 4.5 hours. So,
yeah,
I think, the guys going back up to Sudbury had a little bit longer.
Yeah, Craig had a 6-hour drive, and then Ty probably a 4 or 4.5.
Yep.
So, yeah. No, but all, I said I was so happy with what we did. I've already scheduled a follow-up camp. And listen, that's not going to be the only stuff. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that's going to be happening between now and then.
Including the November event at the Williams, where we're both going to be at, as well as others, right?
There we go. Well, actually, so I will be coming from the Philippines to go to that event. Actually, I'm coming from back to the Philippines, and I think I'm driving all you guys to that event.
Yes.
I think Craig's driving to Buffalo. You might be driving to Buffalo, and Ty might be driving to Buffalo, and then I'm going to drive to Salem, Massachusetts. I gotta reach out to somebody to see if I'm doing something Thursday night down in the Boston area. Boston. I have to see about that. It might be a school that really doesn't support these types of events, which is okay because then I wouldn't be taking anyone away from the event. And who knows, it might energize some people to
come. Yeah, in the future. Yeah,
or even that weekend. You never know.
exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, there's really not. I mean, I think we covered everything. This one's a little easier. I was hoping to do both camps, but it just didn't. Timing wise, it didn't work. To get these guys on board, but like I said, we've got plenty. I mean, if we had, it'd probably be a bigger show. If we had done the review on both of this. Oh, here we go, Sam, 4.5, and then. Is PG Ty back, or he's still in the process of moving? He is moved into his new location, and he's in that phenomenal thing that he's got to do called unpacking. So
And he's
hopefully,
not in a hurry.
So the goal is, if he's on point next week, we're doing a review of the Chad camp. Now, whether Chad is with us or not, we're doing it that weekend because I can't just keep pushing it off.
Nope, you dropped again, Tim.
Oh, okay, am I back?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, so next week we are going to do the review of the camp at the Chad camp. Hopefully, Chad can be part of that, but PG Ty will be there for that, so we can, he can speak on behalf of the camp because he was there. He can talk all about it. Well, I said I'm hoping that PG Chad can make it as well because it'd be good to get those guys on point with this on board.
Yeah. Share the good work that's being done out there as well.
Yep. It's not all about, and that's what I tell everyone. This is cool because we got my camps. Then you and I did this doubleheader camp, so it's still both of us. Last year, it was a CLOC camp.
Right.
But we're talking about Prasis systems. PG Chad's camp is a multi-style camp.
Mm-hmm.
Prasis being represented, but not the only thing there. We've got the Southern Ontario camp that I do. But then there's the Northern Ontario camp that PG Craig runs. So I've got two set camps in North America that are running without me being involved. Which
you also have Ty's multi-club event in the spring, right?
Not a camp. A one-day seminar. That's not a training camp.
That's an event.
But we're talking seminars that opens the door for even a lot more. We've got a lot of seminars, but I'm talking training camps specifically.
Yeah.
This is good because I don't have to. I want more camps on the books, but I don't want to necessarily be the one doing all the camps. If we could get camps in other areas that we're already not doing things. We've got a group in Colorado. If we can get a West Coast camp, that'd be awesome. And then, and it would even be better if it doesn't need me to function. And once again, not that I don't want to be part of it, but the goal is to have this function so I don't have to be there. So I know we no longer have to worry about if I'm physically capable or not. We need to be self-sufficient, each area. So,
right.
And that's it. But yeah. But this is good. So I think we'll wrap things up. Do you have, and then Kim gave us a thumb or a wave.
Hey, Kim.
So Kim was the only one that attended the camp that wasn't a black belt. She was actually a orange belt. And she stepped up and did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Was able to, didn't get overwhelmed and kept things going, which is good. I mean, it's hard to step up, especially when everyone else in the room is a black belt, and some were multi-style black belts, which makes it even more intimidating.
Craig, Ty, Jonathan.
And there's Kim's little smiley face about that. Yeah, there you go. So, which answers another question before it was asked. Yes, anybody at any level can attend. Because we went over fundamentals. A lot of stuff would be beginner material, but for someone who had never done this before, it could be a little overwhelming.
Yeah. But camps in general can be the fire hose, and you just need to pick a few things and remember those.
Exactly. All right. Well,
hey, Will.
I want to wrap things up. Oh, there's Will. There we go. We're just talking about you. Started, but seeing everyone. Sounded great. Yep. So definitely check out my Facebook page because Will is in it again today. I've found the way to defeat a knight in shining armor. That's Will, and I think it's very important that everyone sees this. Where are we at on that? I want to look at this one. Oh, it's up there. It's like 3,900 views on Facebook. At best, it's more reps on the mats. Always good. Yep. I should look at the other platform. But
nope, looks like you dropped again, Tim.
Nope. Am I there now? Am I back
you're
now?
Back. Yep, you're back now.
Yeah.
Got a Wi-Fi lag?
I don't know. It could be that I'm opening up other windows. I need to take some time. I need a line. I need to find out what I need to do to get the internet into this room. I don't want to use Wi-Fi anymore. I want a hard line right into here because it's just a pain in the butt. It'd be so much easier if I could just plug into an Ethernet cable and just have direct access to the internet. To me, that's always better.
Yeah.
But okay, that's
assuming the hardwire is plugged in and connected to something. Yes. If it's only connected to the computer and not anything at the other end, then
yeah. Cool. All right. Well, you got anything before we wrap up, my friend?
Nope. Thank you for inviting me out. Thank you, everybody who attended. Thank you for everybody who commented today. We appreciate your support and look forward to see everybody here in the future. Thank you.
All right. So, real quick, I will just. Just FYI, if you're in the Jacksonville area, Thursday I will be teaching at Terzik's Family's Martial Arts Academy in Marion. And then the first weekend, and then the first weekend of August, August 2nd, I will be in the Metro LA area for Dragon Fest. I'm actually setting a booth up there. So feel free to stop by. And then I will be going to the Yogo Tudo event in Church Falls, Virginia, the second weekend of August. So the first weekend I'm in LA, second weekend I'm in Church Falls, Virginia. Third weekend I'm home. Nothing's going on there. And then there's supposed to be the 23rd. There's a tournament, 23rd of August. Oh, but I did forget one. So next weekend, not this coming, but the weekend after, is Stick It to Hunger, we're doing a fundraiser for the West Seneca, my town's food bank. And I'm actually going to make an opportunity for people to make online donations if they want. So if you are in the area, want to come to our Spartathon, we'll be doing sport karate, stick fighting, and jiu-jitsu matches. And it's just a non-perishable food item or a $10 donation. I'm making the $10 donation specifically for the Canadians because they come across the border. I've got 4 schools that have committed to bringing people with them. And I've got a couple other schools coming, planning on bringing some people, but we'll see, see how that goes. So I'm looking forward to that.
At food banks, cash is always king as well, because then they can get what they're short on. And if they need to get protein items, they can go get it short term and spend what they need, and they don't have to use it immediately. So it's still a good thing.
I'm going to test for his. Yeah, I will, but I don't know when. I got a ways to go before I'm ready for my purple. And I still, I've got no stripes on my blue belt. So I got a long ways to go. Matter of fact, Monday I'll be up in Canada training some more. Because I live on the Canadian border, so I'll just shoot up there and do some stuff. I was going to bring Colin with me, but he's out of town on vacation, so he's going to be my training partner. Because when we go, I'm usually odd person out. Could be,
Till Jerry has to hide.
Yeah, well, definitely. It could be that I'm odd. All right. So those are the things that are going on, and that's about it. So
instructor camp.
Instructor camps in September, and Professor Jerry will be at that as well, because we're starting the the Jiu-Jitsu apprenticeship program. So we got a lot of things going on for our members who want to do some different things. So, all right. Well, I think we touched on base on everything. So here's the deal.
Looks like you
as
dropped
always,
again.
we will come back, do more stuff. I'm going to see if this works right. I got a button to push, so we'll find out in a minute. But once again, thanks for popping on the show, Rich.
No, thank you. Have a good day.
And
thank you,
thanks for listening into what we're doing, and we'll be talking about more events next week and some other stuff. All right, so everyone, as always, please stay safe and stay sane. I will see you soon.